What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode. So we're going to continue on our Dawn series, and we're going to be looking at Dawn grenade launchers. So what we have going on with this episode is the Dawn launcher. Then we're going to have the Shortfuse crossbow, and we're going to then check out the XM79 and the Valkyrie MGL. So let's talk about these weapons and why I chose these. So like always, we're going to look at the wiki here. Let's start off with the Dawn. The Dawn averages 676 damage per second and 475 damage per hit. And again, it slows zombies, 100% PvE armor penetration, which is normal for grenade launchers. But looking at these other ones that I selected, the reason I chose them, the Shortfuse crossbow, 698, 750 per hit. So more damage per hit. And we've used this in the Wastelands, and, you know, before the buffs, the Shortfuse was king. So, and it still may be, I don't know. That can be a Wasteland video, but this is for the Southeast Zone and just general use. We're going to check out the Valkyrie MGL, and it's at 736 DPS, 175 damage per hit, but it shoots 3 grenades. So, a little bit different scenario there. And then the XM79, it does 501, but 525 damage per hit. And the reason I chose the XM79 is because it's a craftable item. So typically they're a little cheaper. So we might be able to find some really good value with that. But yeah, so let's check it out and let's see what happens, guys. So if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below on what you guys think is going to happen with this video. And appreciate you guys very much. And let's jump into this. So we are using the $100 million setup that I have. Very minimal damage boost. I am in the Southeast Zone. We're going to go ahead and head right back to the hospital. And I have to try to get a horde on me. So, did I not click that? I really need to take these to the Wasteland and see what the DPS ends up being with that. Alright, so we are in the hospital. I gotta find a good spot to get a horde. You know what? This is probably gonna be one of those times when I really do need to go to the Wastelands, guys. So let's do some magic here. I'm going to pause this, and then you guys will see me in the Wasteland. So give me 2 seconds. Alright, guys, we are back. So again, we have a 14% damage boost. We do have a 1% explosive damage boost from using explosives, so pretty much a 15% boost. At the top left, you're going to see my EXP an hour. We're going to pick one launcher and go with it and see how much damage it does, and then we will rotate through the launchers to see which one is king. So without further ado, let's start with the Dawn launcher. And what we're going to do, it takes a second to build up aggro. If you guys have watched my other videos, you will be familiar with this approach. So again, we're just going to kill and see what this says. And again, this is not with damage boosts. This is just a very generic build I have. So again, using more damage will change things. Alright, so the first update, 1.2 million. Now we're at 12 million, 12.3. Very good update. This is the Dawn launcher, guys. Still at 12.3. Should be getting an update here shortly. 15, another strong update. And we'll keep doing this until the updates slow down. Still at 15. $15.1. 17. So it's slowing down a little bit, but it's still going. We'll do another update. And I had to come to the Wasteland to do this, guys, because there's just not enough aggro in the hospital consistently to test all these grenade launchers. But the one that does the most damage is going to clear the fastest. 17.5. Let's see, 18.5. So we're going to go ahead and call it at 18.5. So let me pause this here and reset 18.5. Let me pause this. All right, guys. So we're going to switch to the short fuse crossbow. I went ahead and reset my EXP an hour. So before, and again, we probably use different boosts and things like that, but this was the go-to grinding machine. So the first update's probably going to be a little low. $17 mil. So yeah, you're going to see the strength of this grenade launcher, guys. This thing is just insane. It just does so much damage, and it has such a huge explosion radius, guys. And if you ever come down to the Wastelands, 20 million, almost 21, guys. If you ever come down to the Wastelands, the biggest thing you can do to help yourself is give yourself speed and be safe. So if you get hit, if you get low armor, just go back. Just go back and heal. Yeah, it takes time, but there's no sense in risking it. So 28 is where we're at. 22.2. So another good, strong update. Already beating out the Dawn. And again, you know, I may not be the best grinder, but even if I'm not the best grinder, I try to do the experiments the same way. So each gun should be getting the same, at least the same sort of test, if that makes sense. $22.6. I got pushed. $22.6. Still not updating. Should be changing any second. 22.6, 708. $24.6, so 2 million update. We'll do one more because we did get 2 million that update. Actually, we got 23.4. I go by the average right at the bottom there. So we're going to call it at 23.4. I almost want to give it one more push. We'll do one more. We're at 23.4. Should be updating here any second. Come on. 23,489. Okay, 23,8. Oh, I might die. Let's pause this and let's switch weapons here. So we're at 23,8 for the short fuse, guys. Alright, guys, so now we're going to be trying out the next weapon, the Valkyrie. This will be interesting. I feel like this should do pretty well. Again, I don't know, but we're going to find out. .13.7, first update. That was a good update. Valkyrie's pretty good. I feel like it's an easier, more stable, I don't know how to explain it, like hitbox or grenade pattern. I feel like the aggro's not getting like stunned so much, which sounds bad, but it's kind of nice. 20, so it slowed down really bad there, guys. I think it's almost tapped out. You can see where the short fuse just keeps going. So we're at 20.3. All right, that's it. 21. So I'm going to write this down. So hang on. All right, guys. So now we are going to try our last one. And this is the XM79. Now, I know this isn't going to be as strong, okay? But I think the value is going to be there in terms of performance and price. I don't know that, but that's just kind of my gut instinct, but we're going to find out. Alright, first update is in at 12 million. I remember when the X weapons came out, man, they were amazing. And I remember the XM79 specifically. That was one of the weapons I was trying to get. 11.9 is where we're at right now. Should be updating in a second. 16.4. Very good update from the XM79. .4 should be getting an update here shortly. .7. So I'm going to call it next update. It's probably going to be like 17. But I think the price difference is going to be insane. .3. All right, we're going to call it there. We'll call it a 17.5 because it'll get another boost, but we're going to call it at 17.5. Hang on. All right, guys. So we made it back to the outpost. We're going to talk about these items. So let's get organized here. Let's get these guns together here. All right. So we got the Dawn launcher, right? So the Dawn launcher, it came in at 18.5 damage, 18.5 million. Now, obviously, I think it could probably do a little more if you ran it a little longer. But that's about where it was at. And the Dawn launcher, let's check this out. Where is the Dawn? Let's see what it costs to craft. I'm going to guess about 55 million like everything else. So 10 experimental parts. Let's check that out. Don't make me type it all. So yeah, about 45 million for this. So you need 45 million in parts. You need 5 million to craft. You need a dusk launcher, which is another 3.5 million. So yeah, about 55 million. So for about 55 million, you can have the Dawn launcher. The next item was the Shortfuse crossbow. All right, well, let's see how much this is. 227 million, guys. So you're going to be paying a ton of money, but why would you pay a ton? Because it's the best grenade launcher. That's why. If you want to get a ton of experience quickly, the Shortfuse crossbow is the best way to get it. You're going to get it 23.8 million or more. And again, one thing you guys have to keep in mind is this was with a very minimal damage boost. If you stack damage boost, it's going to exponentially grow. That number is going to go crazy. So you're going to get way more bang for your buck the more boost you have on. Now we're going to talk about the Valkyrie. And actually, let me write this down. What was that? 220 million. And this was 55 million. The Valk is 47 million. And the XM79 XM79 is 4 million. All right, guys. So here's our statistics, all right? So the best one is the Shortfuse crossbow for 23.8 million damage, but you're going to pay 220 million. Let's say you want to step down. Okay, well, the Valkyrie would be your next best bet, but it's 47 million. Big difference there. Valkyrie does 21 million. The Shortfuse did 23 million. So not much difference, but price difference is huge. But again, you're going to pay for the best item, right? That's just how it is. And again, the more boosts you have on, you're going to see a bigger difference. So, you know, it may only be 2 or 3 million damage more, the Shortfuse maybe, but once you put on 300% damage boost, that's going to be like 30 million or something like that. It's going to be a lot. But anyway, the Valkyrie is 47 million and with 21 million damage. And then we're going to step down to the Dawn. The Dawn was around 18.5, and that was for 55 million. And then just like I was thinking, the XM79 came in at 17.5, so right below the Dawn. And that's only $4 million, guys. XM79 is a steal. Now, the difference between 17.5 million and 21 million doesn't sound like much, but that's a ton. So if it was me, I would be picking up that Valkyrie for sure. It's very cheap right now. You know, I'm not trying to sell you one. I'm just saying if you're looking for a grenade launcher, the Valkyrie is a good deal. I would not buy a Shortfuse, and I probably wouldn't buy a Dawn launcher. But that's just my take. So anyway, we all learned something valuable. We got to see him in action. You know, this was requested by a couple people, so now we've seen him. You know, if you guys want me to review some more, let me know. Hopefully this review was helpful. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that share button. And don't forget to join our Discord. It's 100% free. It doesn't cost you a dime. We got hundreds of members, and I would love to see you there. And until next time, you guys stay safe out there. Peace.